Tell us what motivates you to stay so active and positive.
There are no guarantees that any of us will wake up on the right side of the grass today or tomorrow. So when I do, I honestly embrace.
How do you respond to those who feel that aging is more about decline rather than an opportunity?
A line that I wrote and that I like very much is the band won't stop playing till you stop dancing. That couch potatoes.
So, Jim, how can people shift their mindset to view aging as a period of growth rather than decline?
It's me going back to using humor as a motivation and a way to remember it. On his 95th birthday, a reporter asked him, Mr. Burns, do you ever worry about dying?
And what's your secret to staying physically and mentally agile? And how do you integrate these practices into your daily life?
I do all of the healthy things in terms of food. When I eat just two meals a day, only fruit in the morning and the night.
And can you share a personal story that illustrates how you have embraced your age and turned your challenges into opportunities?
Yeah, it's a sad story on one hand, but it's also something that you deal with in age.
So, do you know what is special about today's episode? We have our oldest guest on our platform today. Earlier, we have featured Dr. Jagadish Sheth, who was 81-year old at the time of recording. But today, we have Jim Flaherty, who is 89 and still young, cheerful, and more
Going on 49.
and more energetic and more cheerful than most of us. And he defies conventional aging stereotypes with his vibrant and purposeful lifestyle. And from his creative director days in New York City and Buenos Aires to running the acclaimed Troutbeck Inn, which he created, Jim's journey is a testament to living fully at any age. He's an accomplished author and motivational speaker, and he inspires others to embrace their age with joy and purpose. And as we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, aging with a smile, Jim Flaherty's secrets to a vibrant life. Here's an exciting twist as always. Let us tickle our guest's brain. So, Jim, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few, and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. If you're ready, let's dive in.
Okay. What are you
Okay,
going to ask me?
all right. Here comes the first word, curiosity.
What's that? I want to know.
Invention.
Imagine being smart enough to think of that.
Awesome. Future.
It's good to think of future generations, but how about tomorrow?
Wow, that is so profound. And wisdom.
I'd like to think that I know a little more every year.
Resilience.
If at first you don't succeed, it's probably because you're not working at it hard enough.
Love it. Adventure.
I can't believe I'm doing this. It's like walking on the Great Wall of China for the first time or climbing over the rocks of Machu Picchu with your children.
Oh, wow. Friendship.
That's another spelling for life because without friendship, you are not living.
Wow, so profound. And purpose.
That's why you wake up in the morning. You have a purpose, a goal, and it's something you should be able to share with others.
Love it. Joy.
When something thrills my children, also when I'm really happy with something, I think something that I've written, planned, or executed.
And here comes the next one, creativity, the last one.
Creativity is having the courage to write, paint, say, compose, build, or design something that the public may or may not admire, but you do it because it is who you are and what you must do to be yourself.
Jim, I'm literally floored by your responses. I think you have put all the wisdom that you have acquired in this rapid fire
Uh,
round. And I'm so thankful for the universe for connecting us. And thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round. I feel so blessed. And we have one more rapid fire round towards the end of the episode. So stay tuned. And before I formally welcome you to the show, let me welcome the audience. So, folks, you have tuned into TGV. And hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Jim, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. How are you doing today? And pleasure to host you.
I am delighted to be here, Naveen. I really am. Thank you.
Super
I,
excited.
I hope I hope that when it's guiding, I hope that my friends think I'm guiding and not nagging, because I tend to nag a bit. I say, "No, why are you doing that? I'm not. Get up, get going."
Interesting. So let's get the ball rolling, Jim. At 89, you're an incredible example of living life to the fullest. So tell us what motivates you to stay so active and positive.
There are no guarantees that any of us will wake up on the right side of the grass today or tomorrow. So when I do, I honestly embrace that day, every day, as a gift. It's another opportunity to see, hear, taste, touch, share, love, embrace. It's a miracle, and I get to experience it every day.
Oh, wow. Amazing. And Jim, let's talk about your success mantra. So please share with us the top three things that have contributed to your success so far.
Optimism, discipline, and faith in a higher power.
Wow, that was so crisp. Optimism, discipline, and faith. And what's your secret to staying physically and mentally agile? And how do you integrate these practices into your daily life?
Well, I do all of the healthy things in terms of food. But when I eat just two meals a day, only fruit in the morning, and then I have my dinner around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's a very, very healthy dinner. And then I follow that with 30 minutes of serious exercise in my pool, and then come upstairs and shower and get dressed for the day. And I keep a very, very full schedule, sometimes over full, but I keep up with it. Every line is a day,
Wow.
and it's sometimes it's a little overflowing and a little overfull, but that's my fault, and I have to keep up with it.
Amazing. And I loved the way you are putting your schedule full. And I think that makes sense, right? So that we don't get digressed and we focus on what is important. And that's a great reminder to those who are watching or listening to this episode. And Jim, in your book, you discuss making the last decades of life the best one. So what are some practical tips for people to achieve this?
You know, finally, with age, and you have no regular job and no children to raise, you can focus on something you always wanted to do, and make it a reality. And when you do that, you will forget your age.
Wow. So profound. And you mentioned in your TEDx talk about aging cheerfully with a purpose. And how can these individuals find and maintain their purpose as they get older?
Everyone, whether they believe it or not, everyone has a purpose. And now, at this age, without obligations, which are their own purpose, I mean, raising a family, raising children, that's, my God, there's no bigger purpose in the world. now you can really look inside of yourself and find that inner purpose that's in your heart and soul and bring it out to life. Smile, get busy, make reality.
Okay. And Jim, I'm also curious to understand, how do you respond to those who feel that aging is more about decline rather than an opportunity?
A line that I wrote that I like very much is, the band won't stop playing till you stop dancing. That couch potatoes, and you know what they are,
Yeah.
don't invent, they don't create, they don't solve, they just die, which is kind of boring. It really is.
I get it. And Jim, what role does humor play in your life, and how can others use humor to enhance their aging experience?
I don't know, laughter is, it's like a shot of adrenaline in your system. For example, yes, said the old guy, I still have a great sense of humor. And he banged the table twice to emphasize, boom, boom, boom. Who's there? Someone at the door? I mean, humor is, uh, without laughter, I would cry.
Right.
I have to laugh. I have to find something funny about most things. Not everything is funny, of course, but
Amazing. And can you share a personal story that illustrates how you have embraced your age and turned your challenges into opportunities?
yeah, it's a sad story on one hand, but it's also something that you deal with in age. At, he was 82 years old. My best friend suddenly developed dementia, and there was nobody else. So I took care of him for 3 years. I was a year older. I was 83 years old. And since I could not leave him 24/7, I used my free time to write any minutes I had to write 2 books during those 3 years.
Salute to you.
Those two books up there, the top ones, I
Yeah,
wrote.
I love it. So salute to you. You have not only took care of your friend, but you have written books not to waste time in those free in that particular free time. So I think it speaks volumes about your nature, and I really appreciate it, Jim. I'll move to my next question. What are some common myths about aging that you have encountered, and how do you debunk those myths?
Well, I mean, I do, as I said in the one book, the title is Embrace Your Age. I do embrace my age, and I understand that I am older, and sometimes I can't solve problems as lightning fast as I always did in my heyday, but I solve them more carefully and more productively. It's being wise about what you do and saying, that's okay. That's right. Not, it may be right. It's right.
Wow. So solving problems more carefully and productively rather than being
Yeah.
superb.
I
I
mean,
see.
that's part of being older, of having wisdom and sharing it, helping others do a better job. If you're working in a company, I found that was true. I had been a creative director in advertising for years, and I found it's a shame I wasn't still working from ages 55 to 70. I would have been an even better creative director because I knew more and I could help others do better jobs.
Fantastic, Jim. And we have had amazing conversation, mind blowing. And it's time for us to add some more excitement and some more spice to the episode. If you're ready, let me kick off the second rapid fire round.
Okay.
All right. I love the spirit.
Okay.
And here comes the first bullet out of second rapid fire round. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Smile and say thank you.
Oh, wow. Smile and thank you. Okay. Here comes the second question. A quote that inspires you.
When I was very young, I embraced a quote by, of all people, Noel Coward, that British wit and wag. And I've loved the line, and I still do love it. And it's very true. Work is more fun than fun.
Love it. And please mention a hobby you have picked up recently.
I sing in the church choir.
Oh, wow. Superb. And describe yourself in just one word.
Unexpected.
Okay. And one piece of advice you would give to your younger self.
Ugh. Never procrastinate.
Wow. So powerful. And here comes the last bullet out of second rapid fire round. Please
Oh,
complete this phrase 3 times. Never have I ever.
never have I ever. Okay. Never have I ever awakened in deep depression.
Mm-hmm.
I have never given up hope that mankind will prevail over all the horrors we've created in the world. I've never felt indispensable if I don't pull my own weight.
Wow. Superb. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this conversation. And you have been so crisp in your answers. And I feel like, oh my God, this second rapid fire round is also over. So, with that, let's flip back to the mainstream. So, Jim, how can people shift their mindset to view aging as a period of growth rather than decline?
Uh, uh, it's me going back to using humor as a motivation and a way to remember it because it's one of my favorite stories. George Burns, who was an iconic comedian in American history, George Burns and Gracie Allen, everybody in the world knew him and loved him. On his 95th birthday, a reporter asked him, Mr. Burns, do you ever worry about dying? He said, I, I can't die now. I'm booked. Well, I say that. I've said it in giving speeches to people. I say, I want you to book yourself. If you always think about being booked every night, which I still do religiously, every night, make a list of the 6 or 7 things you really want to accomplish tomorrow. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are remember to take the dog to the beauty parlor, but there are also some things in there of write my grandson and tell him the real truth about what he's doing, or call that elderly person who is alone and living alone and lonely and tell them that they are being thought of and try to get them back involved in life. But to do it, make a list of the 7 things you want to accomplish tomorrow and do them first thing in the morning. And
Wow.
I do it every day. I leave the list on my keyboard, or if I'm traveling and on the bathroom sink, so that I have to wake up in the morning and say, "Oh God, I can't forget to do this."
I love it, Jim. And I have enjoyed every bit of this conversation. And this is one of the remarkable episodes I've ever done. And how is your experience being hosted on TGV, the Guiding Voice podcast?
I knowing me, Naveen, I don't know you that well, but knowing myself, I'm amazed that I agreed to do this for no fee. I mean, you made me work, but I loved it. I really
Oh my
did
God.
love it. And I'm working on a new book right now that should be out this year called Loving Longevity,
Loving longevity.
and my
Mm.
and the subtitle is I'm 89 but think my next 5 to 10 years might be my best.
Oh, wow.
So
Hats
I'm
off.
I'm still working on it.
And I wish you all the best on your book. I'm sure it is gonna be a bestseller on Amazon. And if possible, send me a copy or I'll grab one. And thank you so much, Jim.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Naveen. A great
Thank you
pleasure.
so much. And I really appreciate
Okay,
you
friend.
taking time out of your busy schedule and doing this episode with me. And looking forward to hosting you again in future.
Good. I'm right here. I'll be happy anytime you call. I will always be here for you.
Superb, superb. So, friends, that was our episode with Jim Flaherty, who is just 89, and he started his one more book venture, right? Loving Longevity. All right. So, we look forward to grabbing a copy of his new book apart from his old books. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. In case if you have enjoyed this conversation and found the episode useful, please share with at least three of your friends or colleagues who would also like TGV, the guiding voice. So spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now, let's cruise into the trivia segment. So, having had amazing conversation with our oldest guest on the platform, I thought I would present you few lesser known facts about people who have lived over 100 years. And first is Jean Calment, and she was from France, and she lived from 1875 to 1997. Is the verified oldest person ever living to 122 years and 164 days as of 1997. An interesting fact is that she met Vincent van Gogh when she was a young girl and described him as dirty, badly dressed, and disagreeable. Interesting, isn't it? Next is about Jiroman Kimura from Japan, who lived from 1897 to 2013. He is the longest lived man ever, reaching 116 years and 54 days as of 2013. An interesting fact is that he lived through 5 Japanese emperors and the reigns of 11 US presidents. And third is about Emma Morano, who is from Italy, lived between 1899 to 2017. And she was the last person born in the 1800s to live into the 2000s and reaching 117-year-old. An interesting fact about her is she credited her longevity to eating raw eggs and following a simple diet. And she also went through 2 world wars and numerous historical events. So, likewise, if you know any secrets about aging, or if you know any oldest guests who are beyond 89 and who you want me to feature, do let me know about them. And folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. And we would love to hear from you. So do not hesitate to share your ideas, feedback either through our social media, or you can also email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com, for as in digit 4 and you as in letter U. And let's create content that resonates with you. I'm your host Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner. And my goal is to have impactful conversations that simplify and amplify your life's success. So until next time, take care. Stay inspired and remember the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you on the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all.